Justice Omotosho is the reason for Nnamdi Kanu's anger in court. The truth is out. Kanus, please. Yes, Justice Omotosho has been um, discovered to be the one and the reason why the IPOP leader got furious yesterday. The truth only gushed out after the case has been adjourned to 20th of November, which happens to be the final hearing and the judgment day. Hmm. What really happened, my dear listeners? I would like you to stay behind. Pay attention swiftly as I drop this video behind for you. Let's watch.
It was his turn to tell his own side of the story officially. But just when everyone thought the matter would move smoothly, Nnamdi Kanu stood up and told the court something that changed the atmosphere completely. He said he had a motion to file, a motion he had been trying to file for 3 days, but that the Department of State Services, the DSS, did not allow him to do so. The courtroom went quiet. People were listening carefully. The judge then asked the DSS officials why the motion hadn't been filed if it had been ready. Protocols that Kanus legal consultants needed to write to request permission for him to leave their facility before he could file anything. The judge didn't like the back and forth. So he told the court registrar to step in and help Kanu file his motion right there in the courtroom. He even gave them a 1-hour break to make sure it was done properly. And yes, after that short break, the motion was finally filed. The federal government stood up and said she would not respond to that motion. She said instead she would rely on the exhibits already attached to the motion because everything Kanu had filed was already part of the court's records. The judge acknowledged it, saying yes, he had received the motion dated November 6th and filed on the 7th, as well as a previous motion dated October 29th and filed on October 30th. But the judge made something very clear. He said, "I still stand by my earlier order. No preliminary objections or motions will be treated until after judgment." Now, let me tell you what was inside that motion that Kanu worked so hard to file. This is where his anger started building. First, Kanu asked the court to remove his earlier plea of not guilty from the record. He said that plea was deceptively obtained, that he didn't freely make that statement. According to him, it was gotten in a way that went against Section 36 of Nigeria's constitution, which talks about fair hearing and the rights of the accused. Second, he asked that all previous proceedings and court orders made so far in this case be set aside, completely cancelled. He said the whole trial started on the wrong footing because that not guilty plea was not genuine. And third, he prayed that the court should grant him immediate freedom, arguing that the entire process had been faulty from day one. At this point, the judge looked at him and said, "All right, Mr. Kanu, please now enter your defense." But Kanu refused. He said, "No, I cannot defend myself until I'm told under what law I am being tried." You could feel the tension in that courtroom. The judge tried to explain that the law had already been stated, but Kanu stood his ground. He said he cannot defend himself when the foundation of the case itself is wrong.
You can see the area Justice Omotosho got Nnamdi Kanu angry. How can you be asking Nnamdi Kanu to enter his defense where you have not been able to tell him the law at which he has been tried? You refuse to unveil the truth to him. You refuse to tell him, okay, this is the law at which you are being tried or you are being, you know, challenged in court. You know, you can't just ask someone to drink water when you've not given him the cup of water to drink. The IPOP leader Nnamdi Kanu is right. It's very much right. You can see that they are trying to deceive Nnamdi Kanu, but Nnamdi Kanu was smart enough to to expose them and and of which he caught them red-handed. Now, the IPOP leader has put Nigerian government into a very terrible state that they cannot be able to get themselves out. Now, I know that they will be in a very serious state right now. They will be thinking their life. They won't know what to say as per judgment. He has placed the Nigerian government in a very critical state that they cannot be able to fetch themselves out easily. Now, the question here will now be, what then is going to be the judgment? Can Omotosho be able to detect that? My dear listeners, I tell you that now the IPOP leader is rightly on the right state. But then I just pray the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu take the right decision, because now the world are watching him to see what is going to be the final declaration. I'm telling you, why don't we wait back, relax, and watch what Tinubu is going to say on the 20th of November? Is it Tinubu or the court? Don't forget that the same Supreme Court have granted Nnamdi Kanu his release, discharged and acquitted. A court in Abia State has also granted Nnamdi Kanu release and acquitted. A court in Kenya has also granted Nnamdi Kanu release and acquitted, with a reward mounting millions and billions of naira. My dear listeners, please help to share this video, like and subscribe, and let everyone lay a hand on this very fact. Please, because you see, information of this kind is very, very important to have a hand on. Nigeria is a country that everyone really need to be informed. If you're not informed in a country like this, you will be deformed. Or especially when it comes to the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it's something that we cannot let be or let go. It's something we all must brace up, get a hold of, and begin to speak on. Please subscribe, like, and share this video. Thank you.